In a dramatic turn of events, Red Bull Racing's team principal, Christian Horner, finds himself at the center of a controversy that has sent shockwaves through the Formula One community. Leaked messages, allegedly exchanged between Horner and a female employee, have surfaced, leading to intense scrutiny and speculation about his future with the team. This development comes just as Red Bull is gearing up for a pivotal season, making the timing particularly precarious. Red Bull's empire under siege. At the heart of this chaos lies the empire Horner built. Red Bull has been the team to beat for years, especially in this new ground effect era of F1. Christian Horner has not only led Red Bull to 5 Constructors' Championships, but has also helped nurture drivers like Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen into legends. Yet, behind the glittering trophies, there's a storm brewing. Tensions have been building for months after Horner was investigated over alleged misconduct involving a team member. Although he was officially cleared, the fallout hasn't stopped. In fact, it's only intensified. Leaked messages, anonymous sources, and silent boardroom warfare are threatening to tear the team apart. The idea that the same man who orchestrated Red Bull's rise might now be seen as its biggest liability is almost too wild to believe. And yet, here we are. The leaked documents that sparked the fire. The F1 world went into overdrive after private messages and documents, allegedly linked to Horner, were leaked to media outlets and even circulated among team principals and journalists during race weekends. While Red Bull hasn't confirmed the contents, the documents were enough to raise serious questions internally. Some claim the leak was an act of revenge, possibly by someone on the inside, hinting at a coup attempt. Others believe it's part of a calculated move to oust Horner before the 2025 season. In either case, the damage is done. It's rare to see a team principal so publicly embroiled in scandal, and even rarer to see whispers of replacement come from within the organization itself. For a team obsessed with control and image, this kind of chaos is not just embarrassing, it's dangerous. The Verstappen family tension. Adding even more fuel to this firestorm is the role of the Verstappen family. Max Verstappen may be Red Bull's crown jewel, but his father, Jos Verstappen, has been vocal and brutal about Horner. Jos claimed earlier this season that Horner was tearing the team apart and needed to go. And while Max himself has tried to stay out of the drama, everyone knows the influence his father holds in the background. If Max begins to feel uncomfortable or disrespected within Red Bull, it could open the door for a shocking move, perhaps even a switch to a rival like Mercedes or Aston Martin. I mean, that might sound far-fetched, but in a sport where contracts are often as flexible as tire strategies, nothing is off the table. For Red Bull, keeping the Verstappens happy is just as important as keeping their car fast, and right now, neither seems guaranteed. Is Helmut Marko the puppet master? Behind the scenes, another name keeps resurfacing, Helmut Marko. The Red Bull advisor has long been a key player in shaping the team's direction. Marko and Horner have had a strained relationship for years, with occasional public disagreements over driver decisions and team strategy. Now, whispers suggest that Marko may be involved in the internal push to remove Horner, potentially favoring a restructuring that gives him more influence. Some say Marko is quietly aligning with key figures at Red Bull GmbH in Austria to change the leadership dynamic entirely. If true, this would be one of the most ruthless power grabs F1 has seen in years. It's Shakespeare meets Silverstone, a true behind-the-scenes political thriller. If Marko succeeds, it would redefine the team's DNA. But if he fails, it could fracture Red Bull beyond repair. Rival teams are smelling blood. You can bet that rival teams aren't just watching this drama, they're enjoying every second of it. Toto Wolff at Mercedes has already thrown subtle shade during interviews, suggesting that transparency should be a priority in F1 leadership. McLaren's Zak Brown has also called for the FIA to investigate the leaks more seriously. These subtle jabs aren't just about ethics, they're strategic. Rivals know that a distracted Red Bull is a vulnerable Red Bull. And with Ferrari and McLaren finding their rhythm, and Mercedes slowly closing the gap, now is the perfect time to capitalize. If Horner is ousted or loses internal support, it could lead to operational chaos, morale drops, and even key personnel leaving. Rival teams are circling like vultures, ready to pick off talent and take podiums, while Red Bull sorts out its mess. Red Bull Austria vs Red Bull Racing UK. What many fans don't realize is that Red Bull is essentially split into two empires, the Austrian headquarters and the UK-based Red Bull Racing team in Milton Keynes. Christian Horner may run the F1 team, but the true power resides with the Red Bull GmbH board in Salzburg. And now insiders are saying the Austrian side is fed up. Reports suggest that certain board members want to clean house after months of bad press, PR disasters, and sponsor unease. They reportedly view Horner as a liability, even if he's been the architect of their on-track success. The UK side, loyal to Horner, is resisting the push. What we're witnessing may be a full-blown corporate war, and the battlefield is Red Bull Racing. Think of it as a Formula One version of Succession, complete with power plays, betrayal, and billion-dollar stakes. If the Austrian side wins, we could see a top-down restructuring that reshapes not only leadership, but the entire culture of the team. The consequences, massive. The role of sponsors and Red Bull's global image. Let's not forget, Red Bull isn't just a racing team. It's a global lifestyle brand with wings, athletes, and extreme sports in over 170 countries. Their logo is plastered on everything from racing suits to ski jumps. So when controversy hits, it doesn't just stay in the paddock, it affects the entire brand. Some of Red Bull's major sponsors are allegedly concerned about the growing leadership drama. The leaked messages scandal triggered conversations among partners, with rumors that some considered reducing visibility or pausing campaigns. In a world where corporate accountability is everything, having your team boss at the center of scandal is a disaster. This isn't just about Horner anymore, it's about whether Red Bull's global identity can survive internal rot without damage to its core image. The pressure is enormous, and if sponsors start to walk, it could be the final push needed to force Horner out the door. Sky Sports journalists and the media storm. The media hasn't been silent, far from it. F1's top journalists, including Sky Sports and international motorsport outlets, have been digging deep into the Horner saga. Ted Kravitz, Will Buxton, and even respected columnists from Germany's Auto Motor Unsport have hinted at serious fractures within the team. What's especially wild is that some reporters reportedly received the infamous leaks directly through anonymous emails during race weekends, something completely unprecedented in modern F1. That suggests a coordinated effort from someone with both access and a motive. The paddock has become a gossip minefield, and the journalists covering this aren't just chasing headlines. They're watching the biggest team in the sport potentially implode from within. It's open season, and the fact that Red Bull hasn't managed to shut this down tells you how serious it really is. The media's lens is now permanently fixed on Horner's seat, and it's getting hotter by the day. What do you think about the recent developments at Red Bull Racing? Do you believe the team can overcome these challenges and maintain their dominance on the track? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things Formula One. Until then, keep your engines running and your eyes on the track.